それでは中央から参ります。目線ご希望の方は手を挙げてお知らせください。
首先，很荣幸能参加这次比赛。至于决心的话，因为我的运气非常的好，我搭档了一位非常强的一个女搭档。
Of the champions of the Parago World Cup 2016 Tokyo.
優勝、中国代表、吉尾五段、可決九段ペア。
Representing China, Yu Ji 5 dan and He Jie 9 dan.
おめでとうございます。優勝ペアに輝きました中国代表のお二人ペアにはトロフィー、メダル、そして賞金1000万円です。
They will receive a trophy.
Ready? Give the signal of 1 second.
それでは皆様準備はよろしいでしょうか。
Are you ready?
それでは参ります。よーい、始め。残り2分です。
Hello. So was my introduction interesting? So ever since I saw this Tsumego competition in Tokyo, I wanted to make a video about it, but I had the footages and all, and I didn't find the time to do the editing. So I'm finally doing it today. and I'm going to show you the problems they had in that competition. But before we look at the problems, let me show you this web page. I'll share the link of this page in my YouTube so you can find it also. So basically you can see this Tsumego challenge match. It was the Tsumego competition, as you saw some video clips, and eventually the Panda Sensei pair won. The Panda Sensei's partner was amateur six-dan player, Mrs. Maya Osawa, but she only input the moves just like Aja input the AlphaGo moves. So these are some pictures, and there were 6 problems in that competition. These problems were all made by the judges. There were 3 Japanese professional judges, and they made these problems and then they didn't share with anyone. So in this competition, these problems were presented in the world for the very first time. And here you can see who made the problems: Konorin 9-dan, Oba Junya 7-dan, Ohashi Hirofumi 6-dan. So there were 3 judges and 6 problems, and as you saw in the video, the first place prize money was 1 million yen, which is almost 10,000 US dollars. So this competition was very interesting, and this, to everyone's surprise, Panda Sensei won against all the top professional pairs. So, without no further ado, let's see the problems. So here is the first problem. Oh wait, you're not seeing it. Yes. So here is the first problem. You can see that this is black's turn, and this white's corner seems very vulnerable, but then it also has very flexible eye shape. I bet if you saw this shape in the actual game, you might do this end game instantly and then let white live and go somewhere else. But turned out there are things that black can do here. But the trick is that you don't want to have ko. By the way, don't feel frustrated even if you don't see the answer, because this is like really difficult one. I was there at the competition venue and then I was looking and looking at these problems and I couldn't find the answer. And there were Kajie and Park Jong-hwan and Iyama Yuta and all the other top players. They were also really thinking. And like some of them got the answers right, but more often than not they were wrong. So yeah, that shows that how difficult these problems were. So anyway, the answer of this problem was first to attach here, and then if white blocks from this way, then as soon as black connects this white shape here, this is not wide enough to leave. If white tries something like that, then black would exchange this and here. So now this is dead, right? So when black attaches here, white has to block from this way. And the first instinct would be to extend here, but then white can attach and the corner again is alive. So the next good move for black is to jump here. It looks strange because at first sight white can just capture this one stone and then it has very good shape. But if black plays here, white cannot come here because black would cut and then cut here. Now this one and that one is miai and white cannot leave. If white connects from here, then black would live inside. Wouldn't make sense, right? So at this point it's already too late. If white takes this one, then black would come here, and still this one and that one is miai. Even if white connects, black can connect also. That's why white cannot capture this one, and if white comes here, then black would connect, and then black would come here. So white's strongest answer here is to play here. Then black would connect. This one is Sensei, white needs to connect. Then black comes here, and then when white comes in, the last very important move here is to extend this one. So here, if black makes one eye, then the capturing race is good for white. At this point, black cannot fill in from either place, so black has to come like that, and then white can capture this. If black tries from the outside, then white would hane, and then eventually this is seki. You can see that later, even if black comes around here, black cannot capture, so this is seki. The trick here was that black should do this one, and then if white answers here, then the capturing race is different because of this exchange. Now white cannot capture black. If white hanes here, then black would exchange this and that, and now this is dead. White has to connect and black can do this, and this shape, this is captured. So this was the answer for the first problem. Now let's look at the second problem over here. Yes, so this is the shape, and then white doesn't seem to have much shape, but then it's also tricky to just capture it. For example, if black just tries to reduce the eye shape, then white can easily make one eye here and there's another eye. So here the important first move was to play here. And then white has no other choice but connect here, because if white blocks from here, then black can go out and connect. And you can see that this is not enough space for white. If if white connects from here, then black would exchange this one and then cut here. Then yes, you can see that white is dead. So the only answer white can have is to connect here. And the next important move is to attach here. So this is a very interesting move because when white captures, black can throw in and connect. You see this is all connected. And now white doesn't have enough space to make two eyes. This and that is mi. What happens if white connects here? Then black would exchange this one and then connect here. This is a very good tetsuji that you can remember. With this connection, this black's one stone is already connected to this side. If white tries something like this, then black can connect. If white comes here, black can come here and cut. You can try some other moves, but it doesn't work. So when black comes here, it looks like white is already dead because either one of these didn't work. But actually, there was a very interesting move behind this question, which was when black throws in, white could do this one. And now black only has the choice of capturing that, but then white would atari, black has to connect, and then white would cut here. Now this shape really looks like alive, and that is kind of the trap. If black comes out, then white's eye shape is wide enough. And if black comes over here, then this one and that one is mi. And for the same thing, this looks like mi. But this was not over here because black could come in and then when white makes one eye, black has this move. And now if white connects here, then this is dead. It makes Atari. White has to connect here, and then like this, the answer was ko. Very interesting question, right? And let's look at the third problem. Yes. So this was the third problem. You may have noticed in the video, this is the one that Park Jung-hwan and Choi Jung tried, and then they didn't get the answer right. They were, I think they were having fun though. Anyway, so this question seems like from the very first sight looks very difficult because white has very good eye shape. And in the conventional way, even if black reduces the eye shape, white can very easily leave. So in this situation, black had to really use white's shape in places where white has no outside liberty. So the important first move was to hane here to reduce the eye shape and then attach. So this is very important first moves. And then when white takes this one, black has to find this move. And now white has to come out, and then black draws in, and then white comes here. When I see this shape, it really looks like white is alive. But because white's or the outside liberty was filled in, black had a very interesting move where black could cut here and then exchange this one. You see white cannot take this one because of that. So white had to connect. And then, if black really wants to connect, right? But if black connects here, white would take this one. And now this shape is seki because white doesn't need to fill in anything here. But the important sequence was that black would take this one first. And now white cannot take this one because that makes the whole white in Atari. Like that. So that means black can be connected. When black took this one, white had to Atari here. And when black connected, this became ko. So the answer for this problem was ko. And then let's look at the next problem here. So I thought this problem may be the easiest one of all six, mostly because white's shape is more limited than the others. Although this doesn't mean this was an easy problem, it was still a difficult one. But in any case, when you look at this kind of shape, you may have noticed that the important SG is usually to attach at the nose of the two stones. That's what we say. And then white comes here. And usually when you see this kind of shape over here, you kind of want to attach this one and then like do this because that really makes the eye shape smaller. But here white can leave by playing here. And now this one and that one is mi-eye. So that's why before doing this trick, black needed to exchange this one first. And now if white blocks here, then black can do the trick that I just showed you. And now white cannot do that. There is Atari. If white plays here, then black can capture like this. That's why there is a black stone here on T18, right? So when black tries to exchange this one, if white attaries here, then black would come out. And when white attaries here, the important move is to cut here. And then when white takes, black should draw in. This is how to get rid of this half eye in Sensei. If black just plays here, then white can make one eye here, and then there's still one eye, right? So that's why black comes here. If white takes, then black come here. And now there's no eye. That's why white might connect here. And then with this move, black can get rid of this one eye here, like that. See? So that was an interesting move. The key point was to attach here and then push on the N19. Should we go to the next one? Yes. So this problem was very confusing. White has very good eye shape in the center, and these four stones are in Atari. So if you're black, your first instinct would be just taking this one. But then white can easily live by just playing something like that. So the answer for this problem was to exchange this one, very important, and then attach here. So why is this exchange important? Because if black attaches here, then white will just block, and when black has to connect, white can live like this, and that white has two eyes. Even if black comes here, white can still live. So that's why black had to exchange this one, so that if white blocks here, then black would connect and white wouldn't have the two eyes. At this point, white had to block over here, and the next important move was to hane here. And this whole shape is very confusing. White doesn't have the liberties outside. So very carefully, white would connect here, and then black would cut here first. Then white has to take so that black wouldn't capture these three stones. And then black would atari and take. White will have to take, and then black cut here. So the answer to this problem was ko. Now let's go to the last problem, the sixth, this one. And this one was also very interesting because the first move was so obvious. When you see this shape, there's no way that black would capture this corner once white comes here. So obvious first move was here, and then white's next move was expected to be here as well. So basically you could see the problem as this shape. Where should black play at this point? So you can see that if white just captures this one stone and have all the eye shape here, that would be too big for black. Another thing black needs to be careful is that because of this one stone, white can make this kind of ko. Without this one stone, black would be able to atari back, but with this, white can make ko. And then the point was that black didn't want to have ko. If black exchanges here and then come out, and then like this, so usually black would be happy to have this shape because black has three liberties, white has three liberties. It's black's turn. Black can play first. And then this looks like everything's going well, but white can start a ko with this move on T12. So the answer to this problem was to exchange this one first. Very interesting, right? And then white has to block here because once black is connected, there's no way white can live inside. This shape is not enough. White has to block, then black would exchange this one and then push here. If white blocks from black would block here. If white connects here, then black connects, and this shape is not enough to live. And if black just connects here, then it seems like white can live here. I forgot. So when black pushes here, if white blocks, black would block here. And if white cuts here, then black would cut. And then atari, and so far it looks like the same as the other one. But the important point there is an exchange these two. And how does that change the situation? Black has this extending move. So now if white comes here, then black would extend. And then now this is captured. The only response that white has to this move is to connect here. And if you just look at the capturing race between this white and this black, black doesn't have enough liberties to capture this. But what happens now is that black would fill in the liberty from the outside, and then now white cannot play here and white cannot play here. If white had one eye on here, then this would become Seki, but there's no way white can make one eye here. You see, like that? So that means white cannot have one eye here, black can fill in the liberties from here, and eventually capture everything. So the important point of this problem was to find this exchange and then this extension. So that was the 6 problems presented in the Tsumego competition. And as the result of the competition, the Panda Sensei won the Tsumego, yes, the Tsumego competition. And it was just so amazing how this AI was so good at solving problems. I heard that many Japanese professional players are using this app to make the problems and check their answers. So I thought it was an interesting event and I wanted to share with you. I hope it was interesting and maybe next time I'll have a game. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.